Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Sit Stay Rants, where we are unleashing the real mess behind rescue. This is Amy. You may know me from the TikTok, and I'm here with two of my dear friends from Canine Rescue, and then we have a special guest today. So, Canine friends, introduce yourselves.
Tiffany. Emily.
And then we have Millie, who is joining us to share some crap that she has seen. And Millie, give us like a little summary of the kinds of stuff that you've done, like who you've worked with and that sort of thing, and how long you've been doing it.
Sure. So I started right after the pandemic. Perfect time to join rescue.
Yep.
I've worked at the Humane Society, SPCA, a vet clinic, and now I'm at an animal care company. So
That's awesome.
all
So
over.
my first question that I always want to know is, have you experienced rescue on rescue drama? Like rescues coming after other rescues, or, people
100%.
coming after the SPCA or whatever.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
what the fuck is up with that? Like, why are we doing that?
Because they have nothing better to do because it's
Is that
drama.
what it is? Is it
I
just like,
think so.
it's so crazy? What kind of stuff have you seen? Like, just people saying negative stuff about the different groups you've worked with?
Yeah, we're like the one shelter did this giant donation project to redo the entire building, and we got criticized for doing construction to build a bigger shelter and instead not spending that money on the animals themselves.
Okay, got it.
We're trying to help more. We need more space. Space is the
Right.
name, but no.
Jeez.
I feel like you're like damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if your facility is not, up to snuff or whatever, then people will hate on you for that. But then if you try to make an even better facility, then you'll get hate for that.
Yeah, they call it excessive spending, and I'm like, sorry, it wasn't a bag of kibble. My bad.
Right,
But I
right.
also wonder, like, people don't understand how much space it takes to care for all these animals, you know? I wonder
Yeah,
if
and it's
some of
like
it too.
it's not just the kennels themselves. It's like the water system, the drains in the floor, like the waste system. There's so much more to it than just even just like a pop-up kennel worst case scenario.
And wouldn't that be ultimately in the animal's best interest to have a bigger space that's, more upgraded and all of that? I swear to God, it doesn't matter though. If whatever you do, someone's going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, it's one of the things that surprised me the most about getting into rescue was that it seems like every single group, private rescue, or if you're an SPCA or a shelter, whatever, county shelter, there's always someone out there who's just going to be hating on you. It doesn't even matter.
Hmm.
How would you guys deal with that, Millie? Like if you were guys were getting hate, did your different groups tend to respond to it or just kind of rise above it?
I'd say at the Humane Society, they responded to it because we were a bit more involved with our local community.
Yeah.
Whereas, like at the SPCA, that was the state headquarters. So, like at that point, they didn't have the time for it. We had too many animals, too many people, too much coming in and out. That they're like, if you have a problem, great, look the other way. We don't have time for that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
And I
feel
can
like that's I feel like that's probably the better way to respond. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, it's hard sometimes not to respond. Like, it makes me mad and I want to come back swinging. And I know sometimes it's probably not the best thing.
A lot of the times we want to say something arrogant back because what the comment may be is something very arrogant. And it's like we bring it back to the group and say, look what was just posted on this. Like, what would we do? Like, get a consensus of what we should respond with. And we have some people that are just hot headed and be like, type, 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 type. But I think just getting somebody else's perspective helps, definitely with
Yeah.
us, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of really bad comments that come through, not often, but sometimes. A lot of specific group will say a lot of stuff about us. And it's like, as much as I want to just backlash, then we're no better than you are.
Mhm.
So I've always responded, if you have suggestions, we are always up for, a conversation. Here's our email and we can chat. And that's just never ever gets a response, but we're
Mhm.
always up for conversation if you would like to have one in a constructive way.
Yeah, that's how I feel like I can tell if someone's actually looking to have any sort of constructive outcome is, are you willing to sit down and talk?
Yeah.
And you're right, Tiff, it's like almost never.
No.
Like
Right.
we have a group that hates on us, and we have said, like, do you want to have a conversation to try to get some common ground, or do you want to come on the podcast? Like, do you want to talk about anything? And it is, not only is it no, but it's like emphatically fuck you. And so then I'm like,
Mhm.
well, then what is the point? So you don't want to actually have any kind of constructive discussion. So then it really does seem like it's about just kind of hating on someone. I don't know. There's a lot of like, I don't know, Millie, what you think about this. I feel like there's a lot of people in the animal rescue world who think that they know best and that they're like kind of like the rescue police, and they have to tell other people how to do things. And they think that they know best. And that is a frustrating dynamic to me. It's like, how about you focus on what you're doing? And I'm not talking about like if people are not caring for animals, like, and it's obviously some situation that's not healthy or whatever, but there's this like undercurrent of like, I know better than everyone, so I'm gonna tell everyone else what to do. I find that really frustrating.
So Millie, do you work directly with the animals then with the work that you do?
Yeah. For majority of my time, I was like a kennel worker, cleaning up after them, taking them out, all that normal stuff. Medicine too, sometimes.
That's really important work. Like, I appreciate that you have done that, because I think a lot of people look at, and I see this a lot, people want to help, but they really just want to like come and hang out with the puppies. You know what I mean? Like, they want to do the fun stuff. And it's like, I actually need help mopping the floors and picking up crap, like literally. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate the people who put in the actual work, because it is hard taking care of dogs. It's not just the frolicking outside and all of that. It's the day to day. I mean, every single day I start off my day by mopping floors and picking up shit. Literally every day.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I
it's
feel like
like,
every day.
yeah, it's
Yes.
great to play with the dogs, and I have a mama dog right now with puppies, and it's awesome. And that's not the only thing that I have to do. And I sometimes feel like they'll reach out to help. I don't It's rare that I find someone who actually is willing to help. They don't necessarily want to do the grunt work. So I appreciate the fact that you were one of those people who's actually like cleaning out the kennels. And I mean, that's such an
Right.
important thing, and creating a clean space and a sanitary space like that cannot be overstated how important that is when you're looking after animals.
It is. And like and just the care that they haven't received and then they're getting it. It's amazing.
Exactly. Did
Yeah.
you work with the groups that you worked with, Millie? Were you seeing animals being euthanized, or were these no kill places?
So both of them, I wasn't at a kill shelter, but we did work with at the SPCA. We worked with the city's kill shelter,
Mhm.
and so when they would get to overcapacity, we were the first place that they would send animals to. Uh,
Mhm.
since we did have a pretty large capacity, we were at about maxed out at about 450 dogs.
Holy shit. That's a lot. That's
I
amazing.
mean, when I say that I've seen a lot, we had 2 stables as well and 2 chicken coops. And
Wow.
in I'm in a pretty large city, and
That's
the shelter
amazing.
itself is in, I would say, probably one of the worst neighborhoods in the
Mhm.
country,
Okay.
unfortunately. So we would be getting crazy things in all the time. Like, you're thinking, where is there a horse or a bull or sheep in the middle of a city? Well, they're gonna find them, and they're gonna be in a townhome or something somewhere.
Oh my God.
You're gonna show up, and then
Wow.
you come into work the next day, and they're like, "Hey, there's a bull out back. Here's your goods. You gotta go feed the bull. But by the way, do not make eye contact with him. If you look him in the
Throw
eyes,
the food
you
and
gotta
run.
charge the gate, and then you're done. So you gotta feed him, but you can't look at him." And I'm like, "Okay, sure, on it."
Or something
I'm
like
just leaning into it. Would you guys, I've always wondered about this because the SPCAs, super important organizations, and they do so much. Would you guys wouldn't have to take dogs, right? Like if the shelters were over at overflow, you could decide if it was a yes or no. Like, would you be getting asked to take a lot of dogs that were, I don't know, problematic or challenging or like bite histories and that kind of thing, or not really?
Oh, yes. So
Okay.
we normally didn't take any surrenders in because we would have to send them to the kill shelter first, so they would be part of the city system,
Oh, makes
and
sense.
then they would distribute out to the other shelters throughout the city.
Got
But
Mhm.
it.
about 40% of the animals at that shelter were what we call protective custody. So they were taken by humane law enforcement, usually a cruelty or neglect situation. And so if you're coming in, you're saying, "Hey, I want to adopt a dog. I want to look at dogs." You're not going to see 40% of the dogs that we even have there.
Mm.
And then
Okay.
you have
Oh,
to wait until that court case happens.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's a
right.
day, sometimes that's 3 or 4 years. And so we can take care of the
Wow.
meantime, and we can give them only life-saving medical care. So if they're not fixed, we can't fix them because they're
Oh, because they're
considered,
still involved in the
they're
case.
living
Oh, that's so
evidence.
interesting.
Well, that's so
Okay.
sad though. That's really hard because their life that they're it's
So they're like in
interesting 'cause
limbo.
they're in limbo, right? They're fighting over their life, but their life is stalled
If
out,
they come
right? For a
in,
moment.
emaciated, we're feeding them back to health. Like,
No,
it's not that
yeah.
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, no, no, no. But I'm saying like you can't can you adopt them out?
Eventually, like, my cat, she actually was a protected custody cat, and because I worked there, I got to meet her when she first came in, and then it took 6 months until she, quote unquote, became available. But before she got
Right.
moved to the adoption floor, I said, "Nope, she's coming home with me." So she
Yeah.
Yeah.
never actually became available because employees do get first dibs, but you know
As you
what?
should.
I
Yes,
care for you
one
for
of the
6
few
months.
perks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a case actually like that where there was a dog that was involved in some sort of legal case, and we were allowed to take the dog, but it was with the understanding that, this dog is part of a case, and there is a very slim possibility that the dog might end up, I guess, going back to the people involved in the case. That didn't end up happening, but law enforcement did call us to let us know that that was a possibility. I don't Have you seen many successful prosecutions with cruelty cases? Because I have not.
Yes and no. I will say majority of those animals that do come in from a court case do get released to us and then become adoptable. Only
Okay.
a few do end up going back to the owner. But what actually happens in the case, like, does the person get a fine or, arrested or anything like that? I I have no idea. I don't know
Yeah.
what happens to the
Yeah.
human. I wish I did sometimes, but, like, I have
Right.
no idea.
And what
Right.
kind of cases would you see? Would it be like hoarding cases, I guess cruelty cases, neglect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, I would say hoarding is our biggest one. Like,
Yeah.
attacks from a hoarding situation, majority of your cat ones are going to be hoarding.
Yeah.
Dogs also come in for hoarding. Unfortunately, I have seen a fighting ring come in.
Mhm.
Still a thing. I've seen a dog fighting ring. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've also seen a rooster fighting ring. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that
Oh,
that still goes on. That's crazy. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but
it is so
that's
sad though. It's
it
so
right.
is.
hard.
It really is. That's just crazy. Yeah,
Doing
we
the
see a lot of hoarding cases, and I don't have to tell you that they end up swamping the shelters because they all got to go somewhere, and if the shelters are already full, it makes it really difficult. What are the things, Millie, that you see that contribute to this this dynamic of I'm a rescuer and now I've become a hoarder? Like, do you see
Mhm.
that where people kind of start off with good intentions and then they end up with 100 cats?
Yes, quite literally. I think the biggest hoarding I saw that came in while I was there was 120 cats in
Mm.
like city townhome.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was crazy.
What was the condition of the cats? I mean, I'm sure it varied, but
It did vary. I will say about 20 some of them came in pregnant, which
oh
that's
my
a whole
God.
nother can of worms.
That's
But
Right?
terrible. That is
yeah,
so hard.
a lot of them are in pretty decent health, just needed like vaccines and things like that. Some came in pretty messed up, more emaciated, but it seemed like there was abundance of food, just just too many cats, and that they
Right.
You could never keep track of that.
no,
No.
no,
What does
none
the
of
No.
them were.
SPCA then spay pregnant cats, or do they go forward with the pregnancies, or it depends?
It does depend, if they're like ready to pop, we're not gonna, step
Yeah.
in that situation. But
Yeah.
if it is pretty, there's no other health complications bearing that, then usually they will, terminate the pregnancy, just especially when there's already that many. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's already cats. Like the cat situation is worse than the dog
Oh my
situation.
gosh, it's so
It's
much worse.
insane. So when they can, they do. But
Yeah. That's kind of
and
our approach as well. Like, if a dog is ready to pop, or cat, whatever, and if they're already exhibiting that nesting behavior, like it's going to happen very soon, we tend to go forward. Otherwise, we will do a spay abort. God knows we don't need any more. And you're right, the cat population is so much worse. There used to be someone who actually worked with our rescue. We do mainly dogs, but we do help some cats. And this person had all of these fancy personal cats that they had purchased. And I was like, how?
Right.
How? It's
That's such
such
a
a disconnect
disconnect.
to me, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's bad enough with dogs, but the cat situation is like 10 times worse. And you're buying cats? I don't understand. I don't understand. And like, we
when
just got a mama cat who was going to be euthanized with her babies due to space. And she's a beautiful long haired black cat, and she happens to have three Siamese kittens, which I didn't even know was possible. But it's like, if you do want some sort of fancy breed, you can, if you're patient, you could probably find it in a shelter or a rescue. You know what I mean? I just don't see any justification for purchasing a cat. I really don't.
God no.
Do you get
No,
angry with
my old
people?
roommate actually we not working one.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
say that again.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
My old roommate, she actually got a purebred from the breeder ragdoll cat 8 months ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, that cat would have been like 2 grand to purchase.
Mhm.
Right. Like,
He
what the
came,
hell?
we just took him home for free, mind you. Like,
Right. Yeah. See that I
yeah,
just don't. When you see that we are drowning, I don't. I just don't understand. I really don't. I don't really
I
understand dogs
yeah.
either, but I really don't understand cats.
Like, I'm with you on the whole breeding situation too. Um, like dog breeders, there is a small amount of it that I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's so small though. But really, I
Right.
don't understand why we're breeding animals. I think if you purchase from a breeder, you should be willing to match the amount you paid for the dog and donated it to a rescue, to a shelter or something. Because if you really want that dog that bad and you really think you can justify it, then back that up.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you get angry with people? Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it would be hard working with the SPCA. I mean, you're dealing with a huge volume of animals. I feel like I would just hate everyone. I mean, I
Yeah,
do hate everyone, but I feel like even more if I had to deal with more people.
so that's why I was not customer facing. For the first part,
I'm going to
we
use that
definitely
line.
figured that
I'm
one
not
out.
customer
Not
facing.
customer facing. I'm gonna
I
use
love
that
it.
regularly. Yeah.
I was like, you know
I'm
what? I'm
getting a
gonna hang
t-shirt that
out with
says
the
I'm not
dogs
customer facing.
that the police are after.
Order me that t-shirt right
T-shirt
now.
now.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
customer facing.
I do get angry with it. I will say, from the customers, the people that come in to get animals, to the previous owners of these court case animals, to the other employees that work.
Right.
It's
Oh, employee drama.
why I don't work in shelters anymore. That would be the answer.
Is
It's
Oh,
there a
really
lot?
employee drama.
Is there employee drama?
that it's horrible in the
Do
shelter.
Really?
tell. Tell us
Yeah.
some
Well.
employee drama
It's
stories.
it's you go down a row and you clean a row of kennels, and then by the time you get to the 10th one, the first one is chat up the wall and potty stumped it everywhere. So now you
Mhm.
got to go back and get the pressure washer and do that. Well, your coworkers yelling at you because you didn't get to him. Why didn't you clean his kennel? I did, and that was 5 minutes ago.
We're down here
My
now.
fault. Like,
Yeah.
standing next to me the whole time. Also, it's unfortunate, but I hate to bring it up, but the pay too. It's
Mm.
when I started in 2021, it was $11 an hour, and
Mm.
then
Oh. Oh.
they acted like they were Jesus Christ himself when they moved us up to $15 an hour.
Mhm.
Nobody's making less than 15 an hour, and it's like, I am working with animals that have no other objective but to hurt me. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
they don't know any better. And they've come from insane situations. Those dog fighting rings, that I'd get the fighter dog and they'd hand me a leash and say, yeah, he's got to go outside. You got it. And I'm like,
Wow.
I got it. I don't got it.
Right.
Do you think that? Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Do
Go
that for
ahead.
15 an hour. It's an incredibly dangerous job. And I think that's a part that people don't always think about. They think you're just playing with animals all day. Yes, I do get to
Mm.
play with some animals, but like majority of the time I'm feeding or cleaning up, pee and poop. Or I'm trying to help rehabilitate some of those animals that are coming in from those really difficult situations. And I mean, I've gotten bit more times than I could think. I've been bit straight through my finger, up the arm, everything. And it it doesn't phase me anymore. But like, it's part of the job. But to really, and I've seen some really horrible accidents with other, kennel workers really happen with those animals. And it's just, you don't think about that. I feel like people don't think about how incredibly dangerous it is. And then
That's
you
a
see the
very good
people,
point.
It
we
is.
used to call them the people upstairs, because at the shelter, all the animals were downstairs. All the, you know, people who actually work day in and day out with the animals work downstairs. And then the offices were upstairs. And those were the people, your donor relations, your CEO, your VP, all those people that made nice salaries with benefits and all those nice things. And, they're making, 3, 4 times what I am, but they're not they're not risking their lives every day coming into
Wow.
work. I mean, I've seen one of my old coworkers leave in an ambulance because,
Wow.
like, it's real. It happens only once, can say, but it
Mhm.
does happen. And but she's making 15 an hour to do that. And then
Right.
Really good point. And I have to say, like, I don't know that I have stop to really think about that you are on the front lines and you're really not getting paid enough for that. I mean, it speaks also to like the vet techs that we work with are so great and such a huge part of helping us do what we do. And I know that the pay is shit. They don't make
they're much better than
what.
us.
Right, exactly. And yeah, I mean, you guys are actually on the floor dealing with these dogs. Do you get decent training on how to manage these kinds of situations?
Yes and no. I didn't have any of the court case animals at the Humane Society where I first started, so I didn't really get a lot of dog handling training there. But at the SPCA, where we
Okay.
did have those more difficult cases, we would like once a week, every week, they'd be like, grab a dog, bring them upstairs. We're going to do training courses. So I got to learn a lot of the basics of how to train a dog, but
Okay.
also like your normal, your sit, your stay, the place holding, all of those things, but also learning how to safely get with a slip lead, like how to get a dog out of a kennel that bites up the leash, or what to do if they bite up a leash, and how to handle that, or they significantly pull, and trying to get them down a row of 20 kennels with dogs, barking at the
Everyone
gate.
barking,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, if it's
Scary.
80
Yeah.
dogs in one large cement room, you
Oh,
get desensitized to the noise. It don't phase me at all anymore. If anything, it's more annoying when one barks. Just one. You're like, it's so quiet. You can't be quiet.
I can actually relate to that because I have Roscoe. He's my old basset hound who is just going to live out his life with me, and he will be the only one barking, and I'm like, shut it. Everyone else is being quiet. So yeah, it's almost more annoying when it's just one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's got to
I've
be
got
tough.
one
Like trying
barker.
to, yeah, the one barker is tough. Trying to get dogs out when there's all this kind of chaos going on. Do people tend to stay in the job or there's a lot of turnover?
It's extremely high turnover.
I bet. Yeah.
Um, I'm saying like 6 to 10 months is the average that a
Mm.
Okay.
person will last. To see somebody stay for like a full year, 2, 3 years, they're considered like the veterans. Like they're the
Oh,
ones usually to
interesting.
be like, what do I do in this situation? But
Okay.
nobody stays because the pay is so bad and it's so dangerous. And then
Yeah.
there's drama.
Yeah.
And then everybody's got drama with each other.
And then
Right.
when you have a turnover like that, you're also losing knowledge every time somebody leaves, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
you're
You're
not
starting
ever
over.
really, yeah, getting that concrete institutional knowledge that stays. You don't really have that.
Yeah, and I try to explain that to them because I mean, I really mean it when I say that's my ideal job that I would do. Like if you told me I could do anything and we all get paid the same, you can do whatever you
Right.
want. That's what I'm going to pick to do
Mhm.
because I do find it incredibly rewarding. I like doing work, on my feet with my hands. I can't sit at a desk all day. So I
Yeah.
chose animals, love it. But I do and I don't. But like, I
Yeah.
it's it's the drama that goes along with it. It's the people that drove me out, and it's the micromanaging and all this, that, and the other. And it's like you got to look at the bigger picture here. I want to stay and I want to do this. I really want to make a difference with what I'm doing. But if even somebody who's saying that's my dream job can't tough it out, where is the bigger issue within the shelter? Why are the only
That's
people that stay the ones that have a salary, the ones that are
Mhm.
at a desk? Because they don't get
yeah.
to see it as up close and personal versus
Right.
people that do. Well, yeah, you know what? No wonder you're leaving. Look at the situation around you.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you have to remember that some people come in and they think they're going to come and play with pets, and then they see what it's like in a day in the life, and they don't show back up after the first day because they're like,
Right.
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, nope, this is not for me." I
Parasites?
don't blame 'em.
Yeah,
Worms.
Yeah.
yeah, worms? Yeah. Yeah.
Is the drama more like between the kind of the workers who are looking after the dogs, or is it more between the workers and the higher ups, or is it everything?
In my situation, I would say between the workers and the higher ups. The higher
Okay.
ups really just don't seem to value us.
Yeah.
They don't value the amount of work that we're doing, the amount that we put our bodies through every day to do that. I mean, God, it hurts to do all that. I clock 8 miles a day doing
Mm.
that job on my feet,
Wow.
and in an 8-hour shift, and I never left the damn building. And that's just
Right.
trying to feed everybody, trying to do everything, and you know, that's where I felt the most animosity, because I went to school for nonprofit management, and so I entered the rescue field because I wanted to be one of those people upstairs. And the
Yeah.
more I saw what it was, I I was like, I don't want to be up there. I want to be right
Hmm.
here in it, right with dealing with it day in and day out, face to face with the animals. But they
That's
just
really
don't seem to
interesting, and
have it.
I wonder if it's like, I don't know. I'm thinking about my husband, who was a teacher when I married him, and then he eventually became like a supervisor, and he really missed and felt like it was most impactful when he was in the classroom. So it's kind of like a similar
Mhm.
thing where when you're actually working with the dogs, that's probably the most meaningful. And if you are getting shit pay and the work is dangerous and you don't really feel appreciated and valued, I mean, no wonder there's really high turnover. It seems like at a minimum, you you would want to at least feel like you are appreciated for the hard work that you're doing every day. And I mean, it seems like you can expect to get paid more for work that is actually really challenging.
Really challenging, really stressful, and really dangerous. And we're also one of those jobs where rain, sunshine, snowstorm, I don't care if there's 6 feet of snow outside. They have to eat, they have to get
Yep.
outside, they have
Right.
to be
Yeah.
taken care of. I've worked every Christmas day. I always requested to work because my family likes to get together the day after Christmas. And so I'm like, let me take it. But it's also like very rewarding to get to spend your Christmas morning. We would set up a Christmas tree in the lobby and fill it with all these
Oh,
toys from Chewy, and then you would get to go and pick out a whole barrel of toys and hand one
Oh,
out to each dog in the morning, and like that was the
that's
best.
sweet. Yeah, that's sweet. Oh.
can you tell us about some of your bites that you've suffered? Some of your highlights?
I
Yeah.
highlight
Highlight
reel.
We've
reel.
all been bitten here, but I love
Yes,
to
we've
hear
all
other
been
people's
bitten. Yeah.
stories.
I
Yeah, right.
I will say I've bitten by cat and dogs
And
and
which is worse? Which is worse?
cats.
Thank
Cats.
you.
Cats. I
Agreed.
Fucking
will
I
say
cats are the
agree.
worst.
They are
Yeah.
the
they're like
worst.
kids.
They are
They're
the
like little
worst.
razor blades. Like,
Yeah.
sure, a
And
dog
the
can be
infection
one.
that ensues.
Yep.
Yeah.
Infection. The only time I ever had, knock wood, like a really bad, I mean, I've been bitten a lot, but like I had to actually seek pretty intense medical care, was a freaking cat bite.
Yeah. Yep. Me too.
Way worse. Yeah.
So bad. So of course, the cat's name is Donut. You know, I got mauled
Cute,
by
cutie
Donut.
name. Yeah.
He
So I'm
sucked you
doing a
in.
meet and greet. Right, yeah. I'm doing a meet and greet with this couple. They want to meet the cat
God.
Donut. And so I pull the Donut out of the kennel. Donut's sitting on the one person's shoulder, being pet, totally having a great time. All of a sudden, he looks at the other person, and I just see his eyes turn. And I'm like,
No.
hey, we're going to end the visit here.
Yep. Yep. That's it.
And so I go to get Donut off the person before they maul these people that,
Right.
haven't signed any clearances or things like that. So I'm like, oh God. So I go to grab Donut and I try to scruff him so I can safely get him inside without him hurting them.
Yep.
I'm like, what
Yep.
happens to me? And I scruff him and he whips right around and he bites my hand and then
Oh,
he bites my finger. So I then got all these scratch marks up both of my forearms.
oh,
Mm,
And
geez.
that's the day. I mean, he bit completely through my fingertip. And
Wow.
it's like 5 years later, and I still have two distinctive scars from his uh 2 canines.
Wow. Donut blew that meet and greet.
What
Well,
happened to Donut?
Jonah did not get adopted that day.
Oh, I
But of
really thought it was going to be a happy ending.
I thought that was gonna be it.
No, me and Donut weren't friends. They weren't friends with Donut.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. What did you do? Like,
So that's the fun part of the story. So now I am bleeding just down my arms, and where I can get to with like the animal hospital where all the medical equipment is, I gotta go across the lobby. And we're open. We're
oh,
open
oh
You're
to
probably
God.
do not
for people. So
Yeah, the optics are not great.
oh God, no. And I'm like, great, nobody's gonna want to adopt anybody when they see a bloody
Right.
person walking through and they got snap on the back. Great. So I'm like trying to put my whole arms up underneath me, walk hunched over like a turtle through
It's
the
like
lobby,
nothing to see
and
here.
I just book it into there. And I book into the animal hospital and I come back, and of course, like in the back, they're in the middle of a surgery over there. They got something else going on over there, over there, over there. And I come in and I just go, can
Oh
somebody help
God.
me? And it's just like it's dripping off my arms, and I'm like,
Uh,
and one of the vet techs is like, oh, good Lord. Okay. Yep. No, come over. Here. And again, we got to give these vet techs credit. They
Yeah.
do everything. They
They
are,
know their shit.
they
they do.
are I got to give them so much credit because my mom is a human nurse. And so I understand the human side of that. And we go to the school for how many years, but a vet tech is an anesthesiologist. They help with everything and anything you can imagine. And guess what? They're also doing your stupid nail trim too.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but
Right.
they do every specialty, and they do it for a multitude of species.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
really good point. And they don't get paid enough either.
They
the
don't.
majority I'm seeing are like 16, 18 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be an anesthesiologist for multiple species, if
Right.
you told them that for a human, they'd call you crazy. But
Right.
suddenly it's okay when it's an animal. And
Yeah.
that just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
So that's my cat bite. That one got me pretty
So
good.
what
And
did you end up healing okay? And
I mean, my hand blew up like a balloon. And of course,
yeah.
I was graduating college 2 days later. So I'm trying to walk across the stage to get my diploma, like punching my hand up in the gown, being like, please
Oh
don't
my
look at my
God.
balloon hand, right?
Did you have to get antibiotics or did it eventually go down? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yep.
the cat
And that was
bite,
my
right?
first tetanus shot. Now I know anytime they ask, I'm like, we are good. Trust me. I got the
Yep.
scars to prove it. We're fine. Um, I got a couple like nips here and there throughout. A couple times they broke skin. But my most recent other bite was actually at the pet care service that I worked for. Um, we took on this one specialty dog. I love her to death. Her name is Cricket. She's a pitty, favorite breed. And shocking, I know, shelter worker, favorite breed, a pitty. So she's a very, very tough case. Only I see her. And mostly because I begged my boss to keep her. She reminded me of all the shelter animals that I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
She has a circle of about 8 people. That's it. And it took 4 to 5 months of me going to her house twice a week with parents parents there too, for me to be able to successfully get her out of her crate and get her on a walk and be able to put her back.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 5 months of working every week for that.
Wow.
And around the 4 month mark, we would test new boundaries and see new things. And this day we tested a new boundary, and I always knew it was an option that I could get bit. And I did. So I opened the front door, and that new boundary that day was not having that gate in place.
Mm-hmm.
And she bolted down the steps, hard barked at me, jumped up, bit my arm, and
Goodness.
hit the ground, looked up at me, and tucked her tail and ran up the steps. And she would not come down. She would not.
Yeah.
She would not do anything. She instantly knew that she was wrong. Mind you,
Okay.
the other dog, who's totally normal, no issues, is sitting on my foot looking up at me like, hey, can we go on the walk now?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. You really helped me out. But she got me pretty good. I still have those marks on my arm too. I actually want to get a little cricket tattooed between the legs.
You're just gonna lean into it. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
My best
were you
friend.
scared at all at any point with that dog, or
I've never been scared of her. I wasn't even really scared of her in that moment. It was more so like a shock factor.
Yeah.
It almost feels, I find bites like that, especially with that cat too, to feel very similar to a car crash.
Mm.
Everything slows down. You really, like, time stops, and you almost don't even know what's happening around you until, bam, then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what's going on? Where am I? Is everybody
Yeah, it
okay?
speeds
What's
back
happening?
up again.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's very similar to that. And, again, I had to go to urgent care and get that cleaned out. That's all it was. But if anything, I'm sitting there while they're cleaning it out, and I'm like, ooh, what's going on in there? It doesn't phase me. And the first thing I had to call my boss, let her know. And then I called the family and I talked to them. And, the first thing I said was, please don't let anything happen to her.
Right.
Please don't let
Yeah.
her be put down. Don't let anything happen. She's not. She's totally good. Um, and I still see her all the time. She's my best friend. But like, that was my first concern, was like, please don't let anything happen to that dog. She
Wow.
didn't mean it. It's my fault. I crossed the boundary, and I knowingly crossed that boundary when I opened that door. I always knew
Mm.
that could happen, and I was okay with that happening. So when it did, okay. And this is part of working with dogs like her. But being able to see her over the course of those first 5 months go from a dog that wanted nothing more than to get at me to a
Right.
dog who's licking my face and just wanting belly rubs, that's so rewarding. Because as a shelter worker, I see them get adopted, walk out the door, and I never see them again.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what
Right.
happened. And dogs like
Yeah.
owners like that need a dog like that do not come along very often.
Right.
Particular owner, I have to really give credit to these owners. They really do everything for this dog.
Mm-hmm.
And you always worry that that kind of an owner isn't going to come along. And when they do, and then I got to
Yeah.
see her and really see somebody willing to do everything. I mean, they brought a dog into their house that they couldn't even really walk, and they had to work
Right.
to get to that point. And to see that there are people out there that are willing to put in that work and that time and that effort for a specialty case like her, that's why I begged my boss to take on that dog, because I wanted to see it for myself, that they can really succeed when they leave the shelter. It does happen. It can happen.
Well, Tiffany, you can speak to that
Oh, listen,
dynamic
Yeah,
of
it
like,
sounds like you're like
you
telling
got
us
to do
Tiffany's
everything.
story.
You got to do everything just right. You know what I mean? Like, you got to follow the rules, so to speak, with the dog. And if you cross a line or whatever, there could be a consequence. You
and
could get bitten.
with my specific dog, I'm still learning her rules, and she's been here a year. And sometimes I'm just like, really? Like, that's what we're pissed off about today? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, we've done all of this stuff, and this is what pisses you off. This is what's gonna get me like attacked. Like, all
Yeah.
right, but it's the weirdest things I can pick up. She has her own room. She's very dog aggressive. She's people aggressive if you come in the house. If you're
Mm-hmm.
outside of the house, you're fine. But this house, absolutely not. You're not coming in. You're not coming near her. Nothing. But it's like I can go in her room and just like move stuff around, and she starts huffing and puffing, and it's like she's getting herself amped up, and she's I'm warning you, I'm about to bite you. And it's just like little stuff, and I'm like,
So interesting.
I'm trying to like clean up your dog hair on the floor, and you shredded your toy. And she's like
Right.
upset if I take those shreds of toys away from her.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like
The one
Do
day,
you do you
like
ever feel
guarding the
scared of
stuffy.
her, Tiff?
no, I don't. My wife Kim does. She's like, no, 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 get back up. She's like, she's acting crazy. And I'm like, Kim, she's gonna get more crazy with that energy than anything. And I'm like,
Yes.
you go in the house. She's like, well, I don't want you to get bit. And I was like, if she does, it's my fault, because I am in this situation. I wanted to keep her. Like, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm not gonna get anybody
Yeah.
else bit. But she'll, like, the weirdest things. I was filling up her food bin and she bit me. Like, I
Yeah.
disrupted something in her space and she could not handle it. But then other stuff, she's so sweet. She'll give me kisses, she'll love me, like, and the whole whale eyes, she is bug-eyed and cross-eyed. So you can any of that coming. There's no signals, there's no body language. She could be
Mhm.
wagging her tail and then she's just going off. Or she can
Right.
be stiff and then she'll come lick you. But
Can
Right.
you rein her in quickly if she does go off?
only listens to me. Like she
Okay.
went through training. My friend Ryan owns his own training, and she did training with him for like 6 months. And
Mhm.
he basically told me this is as good as she's gonna get.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's really up to if you're gonna be up for taking care of her because we were hoping one day somebody would come along and adopt this dog, and that just never happened. So I
Right.
was like, I think she's just supposed to stay here. She's meant to be my dog because I could not see her going with anybody else. Like those unicorn adopters that were like, look at a dog and be like, yeah, that's the evil dog that I want to adopt.
Right.
Well,
Right.
like Millie, you're saying with this family that's working with this other dog, willing
Yeah,
to deal with the dog, like can't even really walk the dog yet or whatever. Like
Yeah.
most people are not gonna be open to that. Sometimes, Tiff, I do feel bad. Like sometimes I feel like you got, I don't want to say stuck with Ruby, but Ruby was a dog that came into us, was someone left her tied to a park bench. She was absolutely emaciated, and Tiff jumped in to help and foster and train. Not necessarily with the intention of adopting. Like you
no,
said, you were hoping that she would get adopted. She ended up being kind of more challenging than anybody expected. I do admit sometimes I feel bad, like, because I know it's hard to live with a dog where you always have to be on alert.
it's it's
It's a hard way
scary.
to live.
It
Um,
is.
since she did attack one of my dogs pretty badly last year, she has not come nose to nose to a dog with another dog ever since. So
Yeah.
it's challenging because sometimes I look at her and she's seeing the other dogs play and like she'll start making these like high pitched noises and get really amped up, and you can tell where it's she wants to play with that certain dog, and then other ones she's ready to rip their face off. But I've not risked it. It's just not worth the risk.
Yeah.
She gets her own playtime and spending time with me separate from them. So I make sure all the dogs get their own one-on-one multiple times a day because they all get frustrated and I feel guilty sometimes she doesn't get her own stuff, but then she likes her room by herself. Um
Yeah. I
it's
like mine by myself too.
but it is challenging
Leave me the
because
hell alone.
everything has to be thought out in my entire life. Like
Yeah, and
next
that's hard. Like I
That's
really
hard.
want to acknowledge that is hard when you have a dog that you and Millie, like the dog you're talking about, where you can't just be opening doors and this and that. Like you have to really think about it beforehand and consider, like, is this going to be a trigger? Okay, this is not going to be okay. Like I gotta proceed carefully all the time. That's hard.
And if you're getting no warnings, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't sound like Millie got any warning, really.
no.
Before, yeah. And Tiffany, I know with you, with Ruby, you don't get a lot of warning.
It
And I've
almost
had my
happened
own
with
personal
Emily.
situation.
Emily
What?
was and it
Oh,
was with Emily. Emily
I don't know what
was
language
Ruby,
Ruby's speaking.
and
Oh,
she was wagging her tail, and she thought that Ruby was bringing her a toy, when in
yeah.
fact she was showing her toy. But basically, bitch, don't touch my toy. This is
Yeah.
my.
And what is Emily doing?
And
Emily's
Emily's
reaching
like, "Oh,
down.
Ruby, your toy! It's so
I'm
cute."
like,
It's
give me
like
it.
we are best friends.
We're
Oh my gosh.
BFFs and let's
No,
give me
I'm
a
like, Emily,
kiss on
she's
the
going to bite
face.
you. And she's like, no,
I'm
she's
gonna
not
put
going
my
to bite
face
me.
in your face.
I'm going to give you a big kiss right on the
And
nose.
I'm gonna put your toy in
Exactly.
my mouth. No, yeah, it's really
Yeah.
But it's like
Do
terrible.
you
any
guys feel, Millie and Tiffany, because you guys have more experience with pits and pit mixes, do you feel like they get a bad rap in general? You do?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, any dog breed can be aggressive. I have brought doodles to the rescue, guilty as charged, that were very aggressive. Couldn't touch them. There was one that you fostered, Amy, one time, and you couldn't come near him. The
Yeah.
adopters worked with him for a very long time, and everybody thinks, oh, a doodle, that's the best personality. Like they're just dumb, fluffy, cute things. And honestly, and with canine, the doodles have had the worst behavioral issues. I've gotten more texts from adopters. I'm struggling with this dog. Like, I'm at my wit's end
Yeah.
because they either won't get potty trained, they bite, they do all these things. And if it was a pit, they would have been at our door that same day. But doodles, to me, they keep getting a lot of
I mean, we joke internally that we could have a doodle in the rescue that has like one leg and a bite history and, you know, one
Incontinent.
eye. Yeah, totally incontinent, and people are lining up to adopt the dog. I'm like, what? And then we'll have like a pit mix and no applications, even though that dog is perfectly
Like,
well behaved.
perfectly behaved, loves people, loves kittens, you know, and then
Exactly. Well,
And
Emily and I have both had issues with golden retrievers being
yeah.
aggressive.
yes,
So I'm just saying, like, I do agree with you completely, Tiff, where it's not necessarily one breed that is problematic. I mean, I've the most bites I've gotten Chihuahuas. I mean, and I have a Chihuahua as my personal dog, a Chihuahua mix, but the times that I have actually gotten bitten have almost all been smaller dogs.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd say like Chihuahuas and Terriers. I've
terriers.
been bit by a lot
Terriers,
of
yeah.
terriers, you know.
I've had
Well,
some
and two of the
difficult.
most annoying dogs I've ever dealt with, Dalmatians, two Dalmatians.
Oh yeah, I got bit by a
Did
Dalmatian.
no,
Yeah,
thank you.
I did
yeah.
tell you, somebody texted me today and said, "Hey, I know you guys have had Dalmatians before. You almost never see them in rescue." And I'm like thinking in my head, they're already adopted. Like, they're been gone. Like, maybe you saw an
Yeah,
old post. And they said, "No, my neighbor had an unexpected litter, and there's two puppies left, and they don't know what to do with them." And I'm like, "Nope,
Unexpected Dalmatian litter?
like,
yes,
how does that happen?
Purebred?
yes." And I was like,
Wow.
nothing about this makes me want to get involved because they're probably like 5 months old now and they're rotten. And I'm just like, Dalmatian. I was like, let me see a picture though. But I
yeah.
was like,
I know.
Well,
Can I see what? Are they velvet soft?
I haven't, right. I need to see them.
Emily's like,
So,
wait, maybe I do want them.
like,
I didn't get a
No,
chance.
no.
I didn't get a chance to tell you guys, but one of the Dalmatians that we got adopted out,
is returning.
I'm sorry, forgive
Just
me. It was one of
no.
my least favorite fosters because that high
All the
anxiety energy, oh my God, I can't
No.
take it. It was
And
so
she came
freaking
in like
annoying.
that. She came in hot,
She
right?
came in high
yeah,
and she
She was.
stayed high, and you know,
Woo!
at my place, like they get a lot of like interaction, socialization, running around. Like it's an environment where they're generally pretty tired, and it did not make one bit of difference. But anyway, one of the two that I had both got adopted, thank God, but one of them, you know, they're having some challenges with behaviorally, and I was like, I will give you recommendations for trainers and things like that, but that dog is not coming back to me under any circumstances. I
Yeah.
won't do it. I just was
So
so
that dog's
miserable.
having issues. That yeah. Ooh,
They're having
no.
issues with the dog being kind of aggressive and kind of difficult, and I said I will help you in any way I can, but they did not suggest bringing the dog back.
Right, right,
But I'm just telling everyone right now that dog is not coming back to me. Like, I'll do whatever I have to not have that
right.
happen,
I
because
don't blame
that
you.
drove me nuts.
I have a new respect for Dalmatian. You know, just in the two that we've had that I've met, I'm like, yeah, it's hard. That's a hard
They're a
breed.
But
working
people
breed
think
for
they're
the
so
Yeah, they're
city.
cute.
working breed. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but people are
Millie
like,
just
oh
said
my
they're
God,
a
they're so
working breed.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a frustrating thing. I do feel like you know, a lot of pits and pit mixes get a bad rap. And like the funny thing is there's pit in almost everything. Like, you know, the
yeah.
mixed breeds, like it's in there somewhere. I have a little mama dog right now. What is she, 15 pounds maybe? And
Maybe,
we just
maybe.
got her DNA. Her puppies look like little Chihuahua mixes. We just got her DNA. Chihuahua is the biggest percentage. She's got rat terrier, she's got beagle, and she's got pit in there. And I
Tiniest little
mean,
thing.
yeah, tiniest little
Like,
thing.
every dog that comes in is either going to be part Chihuahua, and if not, part Pit Bull or some kind of bully
Absolutely.
breed. It
Exactly.
doesn't matter the size of the dog. I've seen
Yep.
100-pound, like, dog looks like a Great Dane. No question about that, right? You think it's gonna, oh, look, there's our little
Mama
probably a
jumped
pit
in.
bull. She's probably a
like,
pit
you
bull.
think it's a Great Dane. DNA test result comes back 50% Chihuahua. And it's like, that thing is 100 pounds. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
And then, you know, you might get the bully breed that you think it's going to be a bully breed, and then it comes back also part Chihuahua. And you're like, you know what? Everything is a Chihuahua and everything is a pit bull. That's why when
Yeah.
people like, when they say like dog, what do you picture in your head? I picture a pit, and then everything else is the other. Because at this
Yeah.
point, I've worked with more pits than anything else. And
Do you guys, Millie, do you have like the SPCA or whatever? We'll try to label things as the infamous lab mix. Like everything is a lab mix.
mhm,
I think that's
trying.
universal. That's
Our
universal.
favorite is they'll do fun kind of promotion things. Like one time there was like a $5 adoption day, and that got a lot of pits out. I remember when it was prom season, we did prom pictures, like promposal pictures with the dogs.
That's
So
Oh, that's cute.
like there's one up there on the shelf. I brought in like this big gown that I had, and I grabbed my favorite dog. His name was Moon Pie. I called him Moopy. And I bring him, and I hoist him up onto my arm, and I'm like, and it was used for, promotion pictures and stuff. But I like a lot of the ones that I see where they'll get like the little Party City wigs, and they'll put them on, and they'll be like, we have all these designer doodles
Those.
with a
I love
wig.
those.
But I'm like,
Rhonda needs that with his one ear and his.
Yeah, my thing is always the same. Like, can we just evaluate dogs and our interest in them based on their actual personalities and not get so hung up on that? But anything we post, it's like, what breed is it? What breed is it? And it's like, we don't know. I mean, we can take a guess. And I do understand, of course, there are some apartments and other places that have breed restrictions. I don't think that's fair, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people will, like, they need to know what the breed mix is, not for that reason.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
well, I just don't want to have pit in there at all. And my thing is like, but if it's a great dog, like, why does it matter? Also, if you looked at the mama dog, I mean, maybe a more experienced person might see like a little bit of pit in her face, but like she doesn't look like a classic pit bull. You wouldn't think that if you saw her. So it's like, it comes up all the time where I bet people adopt way more pit mixes than they realize.
And they really do. Amy, I agree with that. And I had a situation with Liz Taylor puppies with one person who adopted a puppy, and they were bringing it to the PetSmart to buy its little things, right? It's their new puppy. And the person behind the counter was like, that looks like a pit. The person called me crying. They're like, is this a pit bull? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. And but they were scared, and it's really sad to me because they loved the dog. They were excited about the dog, and they kept the dog, and they're a great family for it. But that moment of like insecurity because they have children, and just everything that goes along with having a pit bull and children even, it's tough. And they, I was telling them like I think it was 16, it's wound up being like 16% pit bull or something like that. But it's when they did the DNA, and I was like, maybe not do the DNA, maybe just let's not do the DNA.
Right.
Maybe you just call it what you want.
Exactly.
I mean, I have
what you want.
why
Charlie.
does it suddenly make a difference?
What'd you say?
I said,
Why does it suddenly make a difference? And also, like, as somebody who's worked with, I mean, at this point, thousands and thousands of dogs, there are other breeds that if I see, I can think of two breeds that I'm not touching. Like a Dalmatian.
Tell us.
They're absolutely terrifying.
Yep.
Puppy, maybe, because you're a puppy, and like it's usually just kind of dumb energy they got. Yeah. But like an adult Dalmatian, they're very aggressive more often than not. There's a reason they're rescue dogs.
That's been my experience.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of, your breed is known for running in a burning building, and you think it's great to put around your toddler? I don't understand how that goes together there.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Chow Chow. They are
Okay.
very aggressive. The few that I have met and worked with, they wanted to be lethal. Oh, there we go, dirt bike racing. And but I'm like, I don't want to get near them. And it always makes me wonder where these pit bulls get such a bad rep. Because yeah, like, yes, okay, don't get me wrong, like, was that dog fighting ring that came in a pit, all pitties or pit mixes? Yes, unfortunately it was. But why do you think that happened? Why do you think they pit bulls in the first place? Why wasn't it golden retrievers? Why wasn't it doodles that they started that ring with? It's because they thought they were already aggressive dogs. It makes me wonder, it's kind of like a chicken or the egg situation. How did they get this rep to begin with? Because, like, a misknown fact is people think pit bulls have lockjaw. They don't. They do not. A golden retriever does, though. And you think the golden retriever, the lab, is the perfect family dog. Well, I've seen more instances of the family dog being the golden retriever and having a bite record, or going after the children, or the lab, being territorial over the toys or the food with the kids or the adults in the house. Then I have seen pit bulls come in with the same problems. I don't
Yeah.
think to be scared of a golden retriever. They don't think about that at all. That golden retriever is going to do a lot more damage to you, more likely than the pit bull would if it actually got you. But we don't think about that. And so it really makes me wonder where this stereotype came from in the first place. Because, yes, there are big and scary of every breed. And there are shy and shut down dogs of every breed. And there are nervous temperaments of every breed. And then there's, I don't care what's going on, I'm just happy to be here, of the
Yeah.
same. And you can
Are
see
there
all of that
are
within.
there any other breeds that you do like? Obviously, like the pits. Are there any others when they come in, you're like, oh yeah, I love this kind.
I mean, like, yes, of course I instantly think of, we have this one dog, his name is Tugboat. Fantastic.
Oh, that's a great name.
That's a
And
great name.
I don't know what he is. I mean, his of course his DNA results came back as majority Chihuahua. He don't look nothing like a Chihuahua. So
Yeah.
again, but he's not a breed. So I'm not giving you a breed name, but his front feet turn backwards
Oh,
when they walk. So when he walks, they go straight, but otherwise his feet are backwards. I don't know
oh.
how he is. You want to call it super mutt. This is a super mutt of a dog.
Well, that's my personal favorite. I love
I
the
love
the
them. The
mutts.
weirder they get, the better. Like my
Yes,
cat, she's got one eye, she got thumbs, and she has a deformed leg, so she hops like a bunny rabbit.
that's my jam right there.
Favorite
You
cat I've
just
ever had.
described my perfect cat.
Me too.
Weirdo. But she's the most lovable cat you'll ever meet. Everybody's fine. She wants her belly rubbed. That's all she
See that
does.
it's personality.
It's personality. Like, I wish we could describe the personality of the dog. Like, oh, you go to a rescue, you go to a shelter, and you say, this is what I want. I have a yard, or I live in an apartment. I need this kind of a friendly dog, this kind of a temperament. And then the rescue or the shelter comes back to you with a list of dogs and says, these are the dogs that fit your lifestyle.
Yeah, these are the matches.
Not based off of looks. Go based off of
Yeah,
your personality, because you don't know. And I can get, I need like an under 20-pound dog. Not
right,
everybody
right.
can have the Great Dane in their house. If you got a 400
Exactly.
square foot studio, yeah, you know what? Maybe not. But also Great Danes are big couch potatoes, so maybe actually. But
Yeah,
like, it, I wish it could go that way. But people get so hung up on the looks.
yeah.
And that's how we got into this whole doodle situation, which I am not a doodle fan. I'll be the first to
No.
say it. It's not the doodle's fault that they're here. And it's not the doodle's fault that they have bad temperament and that their genetics are a mess and their health can often be a mess and they're matted 9 out of 10 times. Oh, but we brush him every day. Do you really? Do
Yeah,
you really?
yeah.
Because he comes in for his grooming appointment with me, and why I gotta shave him down? Oh, well, please don't shave him. So he's in pain, and I have
Yeah,
to shave him.
yeah.
So no, I'm not a doodle fan there, but you know what? It's not the dog's fault. And I try not to
Right,
get angry at the dog themselves. Sometimes I'm like, come on, dude, why are you here? Like, there's
right,
multiple dogs that need this,
right.
but it's not
Yeah,
the
can
dog.
we be done with this?
It's not their fault. They didn't ask to be here, but we're gonna try to give them the best that they can while they are here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate, Millie, your kind of even-handed approach and would love to have you come back and share more stories. It's really interesting to talk to you, and thank you for all that you've done for the dogs and cats over the years. Appreciate it. It's hard work, and yeah, you're a lot of fun to talk to. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate everyone being on another episode of Sit Stay Rant, where we are unleashing the real mess behind rescue. Join us for our next episode. Lots of interesting things going on and coming up.